Have you ever wondered why you'll happily pay more for one brand of coffee over another, even when they taste pretty much the same? Well, it's not just about the coffee, it's about a feeling. And today, we're going to break down how companies literally turn those feelings into cold, hard cash. So, here's the game plan. First, we're going to look at a huge mindset shift in the business world. Then we'll talk about how they measure all this future value and break it down into three core pillars. We'll do a deep dive into the most interesting one, brand equity, and connect the dots to how a company's ethics can actually drive profit. By the end, you'll see exactly why your feelings are one of a company's most valuable assets. All right, let's jump right in. To really get how feelings create financial value, we first have to understand this massive strategic shift that's been quietly reshaping how businesses operate for a few decades now. This quote absolutely nails it. For, centuries, companies were just obsessed with their products. How many things could they make? How many could they sell? But the new reality is totally different. The most important thing to manage isn't the product anymore. It's the relationship with the customer. And it makes total sense when you stop and think about it. Every single dollar a company makes, now or in the future, starts with a customer. So the big idea here is to start treating that entire customer base as a long-term financial asset, just as important as a factory or a patent. Okay, so if customers are these super valuable assets, how in the world do you actually put a number on that? I mean, you can't just look at last quarter's sales. You need a way to look into the future. And that's where this metric called customer equity comes in. Let's break that down. This isn't about what's already been sold. It's the total amount of profit a company expects to make from all of its customers, current and potential, over their entire lifetimes. Think of it like the total future potential of the business, all wrapped up in one number. Looking at past sales is kind of like trying to drive while only looking in the rearview mirror. It shows you where you've been, sure, but that's it. Customer equity, that's the GPS. It's the forward-looking map that helps a company figure out where it's going. But this big concept, customer equity, it isn't just one monolithic thing. It's actually built on three different pillars, and each one captures a different part of how we, as customers, decide where to spend our money. That's right. The whole model, as complex as it sounds, really just rests on three core ideas. And here they are. First, you've got value equity. That's your rational brain doing the math. Is the price fair? Is the quality good? Is it convenient? Then there's brand equity, and that's our main focus today. This one is purely emotional. It's all about how the brand makes you feel. And finally, there's relationship equity. This is about the bond you have with the company. Think loyalty programs, special treatment, all the stuff that makes you want to stick around. So for the rest of this explainer, we're going to zero in on that second pillar, the one that's all about those intangible feelings, brand equity. Brand equity is where the magic happens. It's the reason a simple logo can make a plain white t-shirt suddenly worth $100. It's not about the physical product itself. It's all that extra value that comes from our subjective emotional connection to the brand name. It's an emotional premium. So where does this powerful feeling come from? Well, it really boils down to three key things. First is simple awareness. Do people even know you exist? Second is positioning. What idea does the brand own in your mind? Is it the innovative one, the reliable one, the luxury one? And third, and this is so important, brand ethics. How do you feel about the company's actions and its role in society? And that third piece, brand ethics, is where things get really fascinating. I mean, how does something so abstract actually affect a company's bottom line? Okay, so let's connect the dots. We've already established that brand equity is all about our subjective feelings. It's not a logical calculation, it's a gut reaction. And a huge piece of that gut feeling comes from our perception of a company's ethics. Do we see them as a good corporate citizen? Do we believe they're treating their employees and the planet with respect? That perception directly shapes our emotional response to their brand. And here it is, the key takeaway. When a company invests in strong social or ethical initiatives, it is not just a PR stunt. It directly improves how customers feel about that brand. That good feeling boosts brand equity, which in turn increases the company's total customer equity. It creates a direct, measurable financial line from doing good to doing well. So let's pull all of this together. What's the big picture here for us? I mean, we're not just consumers. We're people who interact with these brands every single day.
Here's the story in 4 quick points. 1. Businesses have shifted from just selling products to managing customers like financial assets. 2. They measure the future value of those assets using customer equity. 3. A key piece of that value is brand equity, which is how they quantify our feelings. And 4, because of all this, a company's ethical behavior is no longer just a nice-to-have, it's a direct driver of its financial worth.
So that leaves us with one final thought. Think about your favorite brand, the one you're really loyal to. If you take away the product's quality and its price, what is that feeling of trust, identity, and connection actually worth? As we've seen today, companies are finally learning that the answer is quite a lot.